And welcome to today's video. Now, if you have clicked this video, you have already read the title. And before you jump on the comments and before you go and say negative stuff, let me explain myself. I do believe that the Straw Hats are very strong and they can do that, but they're not emperor level crew yet. And that's the word I want to stick with, yet. Maybe in the future we'll see something come out of them or prove me wrong. But until then, they have not become an emperor crew. Not just yet. And I want to first come out and say that I'm not talking about Luffy. We saw what Luffy is capable of. We seen his feats. We know who he can fight, who he cannot fight, and blah blah blah. Because Luffy is the captain of the Straw Hat. Okay, I'm mostly talking about Nami, Usopp, Tony, Robin, Frankie, Brooke, and Jinbei. Now, Brooke and Jinbei are in a little of a gray area, and let me explain myself there. Okay. Now you're gonna say, well, what about Zoro and Sanji? Well, that's what I'm saying. Zoro and Sanji has already shown like feats that, yeah, those two are Emperor crew level. But the rest of them has not shown feats that I will put them as an emperor crew, not just yet. And that's something that I have always believed, and there's something that I have always talked to other people, but now I want to put in a video because we're entering the final stretch of One Piece, and I think it's a good time for me to start, you know, putting my opinions out there a little bit more because soon there's not going to be a lot of One Piece, and it might take a while, but you know what I mean. So, anyways, back to what I was talking about. So I'm only talking about Nami, Usopp, Tony, Robin, Frank, and Brooke, and Jinbei here because Luffy is the captain, and Luffy is an emperor level threat. He is. I'm not going to deny him that. Zoro and Sanji are emperor level crew, but the rest have not shown that. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, what the fuck do you want out of them? Do you want them to show hockey? That'd be nice. That'd be a wonderful thing. Because I'm not saying that every other let's every other Emperor's crew, for example, let's look at Shane's crew, right? We've seen the hockey features out of Shanks, right? And Ben Becken, Lachiru, Bonk, you know, uh, and all the other ones that like I need to look up their names, but I'm pretty sure every single one of them has hockey because as far as I remember, none of them has a devil fruit that I know of, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe they do have a devil fruit. I don't know. But one thing for sure is Strat Hats the only one that has shown any hockey besides again. I'm not talking here about Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy. I'm excluding those because those three are an emperor level threat, an emperor level threat, and an emperor crew level threat. When Nami, Usopp, Tony, Robin, Frankie, Brooke, and Jinbei do not show that. Now a lot of people say, "The fuck are you talking about?" Jinbei did show hockey, yes, and that's why Brooke and Jinbei are in a gray area, and I'm going to talk about them last. But let's talk about the other ones first. So Nami has Zeus. Is Zeus a power up? Yes. Is Zeus powerful? Yes. I mean, it's an emperor's soul, a piece of an emperor's soul. Are you kidding me? Of course they have amazing power with them. Are you kidding? Of course they do. Now the thing is, Nami needs to show some kind of feat, and the reason why I'm making this video because I think in the future will happen because and I'll talk and I'll mention this now. I guess if you look at Shank's main crew, not his fleet, the main crew, does anybody else find it funny that Shanks and Luffy has the same number of crew? I do not. I do not find it funny. I believe that Shanks and the StrawHats are going to clash, and everybody's going to have a 1v1 fight. And this is why I'm making the video now because to this point now, we have not seen any Emperor level threat come out any of the Straw Hat pirates. And again, I'm excluding Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji. Jinbei and Brook are in a gray area, and I'll get to them when I get to them. But I believe that we're setting up a lot up, especially when it comes with Shanks and even Blackbeard. Blackbeard and Shanks both have the same number of crew as Luffy. So we're setting up a lot of B1B up. We're setting a lot of those, man. They're gonna meet in the fucking lobby. They're gonna talk massive shit to each other, but they're gonna go at it. Okay? And I don't think that's a coincidence where Shanks has the same number of crew and so does Blackbeard. Right? I think we're gonna set up a lot 1v1s. And I think this is where we're gonna see those features and those threat levels come out of every single strike. And this is why I'm making this video now before that happens because until now, till this video is being made, you know, the StrawHats are not an Emperor's Crew level threat yet. Nami only has Zeus. Great. What does Usopp has? He has observation haki. We saw that in Dressrosa. We should have seen a lot more of that in the whole, Wano arc, but we didn't. Okay, fine. There was a lot of characters that Oda had a lot in his play. There was not enough time to fit certain things there. I get you. Same thing goes with Robin. Same thing goes with Frankie, and same thing goes with Tony. They need to start showing that they are an emperor level threat. They really need to that, and this is why I'm making the video. Now a lot of people are gonna say, "Well, what the fuck you want out of them? Hockey?" Yeah, I do. That'd be nice. Now I'm not talking about that they need to, all of a sudden Usopp shots a green pot infused with Rio and it impacts a person and the bamboo grows and it is infused with hockey and he's piercing Logia users. No, that's I'm not asking that, but I am asking for them to at least show some kind of hockey level. And I'm talking just basic, normal, beginners level hockey. And I believe that Nami and Usopp will most likely show observation hockey, right? I know Usopp already shown that, but I think Nami and Usopp will show that. The rest, I think Armament will be the best call, especially when it comes to like Robin, Frankie, Brooke, and Tony. I think Armament will benefit them the most, especially with Tony. Tony is a hand-to-hand combat user, so Armament will be nice. And this is what I'm talking about. That at this moment, I see the Straw Hats as still rookie level pirates. They might gotten the status of an Emperor's crew and the bounty of an Emperor's crew, but I don't see them as an Emperor's crew because they haven't shown feats, they haven't shown strength enough where like, oh, you know what, that is Frankie from the Straw Hats. Don't mess with him. He can one shot you. Like that's what I want. That's what I want. Because every time we see any member of Shane's crew, you look at them and you're like, wow, that guy can fuck you up. That guy can definitely mess you up. Anybody, right? Including that guy with the monkey. I think the monkey has a name called Monster, and I think the guy the monsters on top is Bunk. Yeah, I think it's Bunk and Monster. You look at Bunk and Monster, you're like, oh, those guys definitely has armament hockey. They're gonna mess me up and stuff like that. But that's why I think that the StrawHats needs a power up to the point where they're an Emperor level threat. Because as of right now, the only ones that's carrying this crew to be an Emperor level threat is just Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy. Right? Because we all seen their features and how much they can use hockey and the power of and stuff like that. Now we also saw that all of them got a nice boost of power during the Onigashima raid and Wano. That I mean, Tony was able to hold up 30 minutes. Queen, that's impressive. That is impressive. But the problem with that is that after the 30 minutes were up, he was useless. He was really useless in combat. I mean, in combat, he was useless in combat. He turned into a little thing, no bigger than 2 inches. He was all and newborn. It was just a mess, right? Where he wasn't able to do that. Same thing with Robin. Robin after her fight, yes, it was an amazing fight. Yes, her demonial form was amazing, but she had to get carried away by Brooke. And then afterwards, she had to be protected by Brooke and Ed Strake and other people where she wasn't able to, protect herself. And she would have armament hockey and she would have protected herself by armament hockey during that fight. I think the after fight she would have been a different thing. And the same thing goes with every single one of them. That I honestly believe that this crew needs hockey and they need it fast. Because if we look at their opponents, again, if we look at Shank's crew, right, we got Ben Beckman, we got Lucky Rouge, Bunk, uh, Building, Hungo, Lime Juice, Yapsap, Monster, Howling Gap. All of those is gonna be a 1v1 against the Straw Hats. Who are they gonna fight? I don't know. I mean, we do know that Shanks is gonna fight Luffy and Jobsop is gonna fight Usopp. That's 100% given. And probably Ben Beckon is gonna fight Zoro. But the other ones like Lucky Rouge, Bomb, Balding, Hangyu, Lime Juice, Monster, and Howling Gap, we don't know who they're gonna fight. But I don't think it's a coincidence that Shanks and Blackbeard both have 10 people as their main crew. And the same thing goes against Blackbeard, right? Blackbeard and his crew is going to fight the Straw Hats 1v1. And and I believe that the Straw Hats is going to need a power up in order to be able to take on even Shanks and Blackbeard's crew. The only ones that don't probably need a power up again is like I said, it's Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Jinbei is in a great area because he already has shown that he has hockey. But I don't take him as a full on threat, as an Emperor crew threat yet. Is he strong? Yes. Is he powerful? Yes. Is somebody gonna look at Jinbei and be like, "Oh no, I don't want to fuck with him because he's part of the Straw Hat pirate crew"? No. Anybody that sees Nami, Usopp, Tony, Robin, Frankie, and Brooke, and Jinbei, they're most likely wanna smoke. They want to smoke against them, and that's where it's like we need feats. And I hope with this new thing that's gonna happen at Egghead, we see that from them, right? We see the this feature that I want out of them when it comes to to be an Emperor's crew. Now, do I want them to have hockey? That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. If every single one of them has at least the basic, and I'm talking pure basic hockey, that would give them an amazing boost in their status, in their strength, and as a threat level Emperor crew. Because right now, the persons that are carrying this crew as an Emperor crew is Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji. And Jinbei a little. Nami, Usopp, Tony, Robin, Frank, and Brooke, they need to pick it up. They really need to pick it up. They really do. And if I don't see them unlocking hockey by the end of Shanks fight, because I believe that they're gonna have that it might not be a fight to the death, but I think that the Straw Hats is gonna fight Shanks crew as a little skirmish and stuff like that, and before Blackbeard, right? Or I could be wrong. Maybe it is a fight to the death when it comes to Shanks. I don't know. But I believe that every single one of the Stray Hats needs hockey. I believe the Nami and Usopp observation, I mean, we already see it from Usopp. Observation will be the best. Future sight is the is the goal for Usopp. And if he does get a future sight, even better, right? That is an Emperor level threat crew right there. Same thing with Nami. If Nami gets observation hockey, hey, she can rain down Zeus on somebody before they even do something or before they decide to move. Hey, amazing. Basic armament hockey with Tony, Robin, Franken, and Brooke will benefit them the most. Especially Robin, Frankie, and Tony being hand to hand combatants. Them having armament hacking. Now I'm not saying that like I want them to learn real and master it. No, I'm not saying that. But I am saying that they need some kind of hockey. And they need to show that hockey in their fights with in the future fights that they're gonna have. Because right now they got washed. They got washed by a baby boa. Except for Frankie, I mean, he kind of got half washed. But most of them are having issues with them. And I know, I understand what you're saying. Like, Will Zephyrin is a Lurlarian with, and a warlord and a devil fruit and stuff like that. But that's the thing. An Emperor's crew should not be sweating as much as the crew is sweating right now. That's what I believe, anyways. And if I'm wrong, then somebody tell me I'm wrong. But I don't think any of the Straw Hats should be sweating this much with a person that shouldn't be an issue with them at this level. At this level, and if each of them would have some kind of hockey, I don't think this kind of thing would have happened. I don't think this kind of thing would have happened. Now let's get to the gray areas. Brooke and Jinbei. Now, Brooke and Jinbei is in the gray areas when it becomes a Emperor level threat. Why? Because Jinbei and Brooke are the only ones that actually fought Big Mama. Did they defeat Big Mama? Hell no. Jinbei got tossed around, and Brooke got a couple of teeth knocked out, and his ass beaten. Were they able to hold off an Emperor? I mean, I mean, yeah, for a few minutes, a few seconds, yeah. Brooke and Jinbei definitely put some work in. Brooke put some work in on Hokage Island. Let me tell you that. When Brooke called Big Mama a young lady, and then he did all those attacks, and Big Mama's just like flexing her chest and sending Brooke fly. Hey, Brooke, her homies. something that nobody was able to do. Brook was able to stand his ground. Now he was able to do it by himself and his soul power and stuff like that. Um, but that's why Brook is in the gray area, because is his soul power technically his hockey? If Brook takes more time training with his soul power, would it be some kind of like alternative to hockey? We don't know. We have to wait and see, right? But that's what I believe, that's why I believe the Brook is in the gray area of being an Emperor level threat, because he was able to to hold off Big Mama for a few minutes. No, a few minutes. Same thing with Jinbei. Jinbei was able to grab Big Mama and toss her to, with the help with Robin, of course. But hey, Jinbei was able to stop an attack from Big Mama and toss her around. Now, remember, Sanji did that too. But remember, I'm already putting Sanji as threat level Emperor, right? Like he's already a Emperor level threat. And that's why Brook and Jinbei are in that gray area where like they're not, but they are. No, they are. Yes, they are. It's because of that. Because they have shown some feats that you're like, whoa, you gotta put some respect in those names. But I just believe that the StrawHats at this moment are not Emperor level threat yet. I believe that every single member should unlock basic armament and basic observation hockey, except for Usopp. Usopp needs to unlock future sight. I'm not talking that he can see a minute in the future, but I'm talking about he's able to see at least 1 second in the future. Because everybody knows that you play Call of Duty or any kind of sniping, 1 second is all it takes. 1 second in the future, that's all you need to snipe somebody out. So that's where I stand. That's where I believe that the Strat Heads are not Emperor level yet. They all need to unlock some kind of armament, and I'm talking base. I'm not asking for Rio or every single one of them to unlock future sight, or even all of them to unlock Conqueror's Hockey. Yo, imagine, just humor me a minute here. Imagine the One Piece is over, right? Everybody, discovered their dream. Chopper grows up a little bit more. He's chilling it in a dock somewhere in the world, right? He's just chilling. He's mixing some chemicals around. He's making a quick something, right? He's messing with some chemicals, and a bunch of like rookie pirates with a bounty of like, let's just call it 900 million bounty, right? Sees Chopper, and they're like, "Oh, you're Tony Chopper from the Straw Hat. I'm gonna cut your head and turn it in." And Tony just looks at them, and he looks at them. And keep in mind that Tony, technically speaking, is still a child. He's not older than 10 years, right? So imagine Tony, and let's give him another 5 years, right? He turns to them and fucking Conqueror's Hockey blasts them, and they just fall. And he's just as a line around. He says a line like, "You still have many years before you can catch up to my captain." Even though he's a child, technically a teenager at that point, right? In the future, like if we jump like 5-10 years in the future, Tony technically will be a teenager at that age, and he just concrete blasts a 900 million with an M, a 900 million fucking pirate, knocks him out, and he's like, "Nah, you're still 100 years before you can catch up to my captain." Yo, just imagine that. Or fucking Brooke just unlocks he's out in the like, and everybody's in the sunny, and he's out in the port just like playing his instrument, and he's like la 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 la, and somebody's like, "That is Brooke from the Straw Hat. He is worth 1 billion. Let's get his head." and then he just strings a note in his violin and launches a conqueror's hockey blast and knocks him down. And he's like, you're still 100 years away from even catching up to me, young boy." That'd be some funny shit. But no, that's not what I am. It'd be cool if every single one of them got conqueror's hockey. That'd be fucking dope. I would not get mad if every single one of them unlocks conqueror hockey, but they all definitely needs to unlock um at least basic armament and basic observation. Except for Usopp, Usopp needs to unlock future sight, and because he's the only uh you know person that has shown some kind of like observation hockey, not basic level but like advanced level, where he was able to see like a couple miles away and sense the presence of them and like all that. So that's not like the basic level. That was a little advanced level. Not saying pro level. Pro level will be future sight, but that was like mid level. So Usopp will be the only one that he needs to unlock future sight. Everybody else, I think, basic armament, basic observation hockey, and then I will consider the StrawHats an emperor level crew. But as of right now, they are not an emperor level crew, in my opinion. Now, I'm open for conversation. We can talk it out and have adult conversations in the comments about this. But as in right now, the Straw Hat Pirates are not a Straw Hat. They're not. Sorry, the Straw Hats Pirates are not an emperor level crew as of right now. Maybe in the future there will be an emperor level threat, but as of right now, they're not. Now I'm excluding Zoro and Sanji and Luffy. Luffy because he's the captain of the Straw Hats. Zoro and Sanji, yes, they are part of the crew, but those are the only ones that actually show emperor level threat. The other ones do not show emperor level threat, and they still have a long way to go before that happens. Hopefully, in the future, maybe this accident is gonna happen in Egghead will change my mind, and I will look at them and be like, "Yo, that is an emperor level threat right there." Yep. Or maybe when they fight the redhead pirates, maybe. But I do believe by the time that they face off with Blackbeard, they all need to know the basics of hockey. And that's another whole video between, you know, the Straw Hats versus Shanks and the Straw Hats versus Blackbeard. That would be a different video. Now, if you want to see that, let me know. And I'll make a video about that because I have my opinions on that. But the video of today is the Straw Hats not being Emperor level yet.